Hee hee hee. Hee hee hee. Evil hours. I might be an entire day late, but happy April Fool. It's Cobalt Co, everybody's older sister. Yes. I meant to stream yesterday, but as I was exporting my Vocaloid files, the hard drive of my duct-taped lens house of a computer that is less powerful than an Atari 800, the hard drive failed, and I cried. So, hello today instead of yesterday. It was a painful experience. But I was able to recover the files I need for today. So today we're going to be mixing to finish one of the songs. The one that I've been working on stream from start to finish. So we're going to be mixing the vocals, but I'll also be mixing the instrumentals a little bit as well, because they're definitely not mixed properly. Yeah, rest in peace, Len's house. I cried. It did not get a very ceremonious farewell. It did come back on, but I am scared of touching it. So I just backed up what I needed and deactivated all my programs. And I guess I could show you guys via Pro Studio, but I only have my Japanese banks moved over, and it just feels like insult to injury to open it. But hey, I mean, it's still pretty cool. It's just not what I usually use. Dante! Dante brought his toy. So if you hear him meowing, that's what's up. Okay, well, thankfully the files actually exported properly. Like, while I exported them, the hard drive just went by. It said, bye-bye, and I said, oh no, and then I burst into tears. Anyway, I have the files I need. So right now I've got the actual song pulled up. You know which one it is. Yeah, you know which one it is. So I'm just gonna drag and drop the vocal files. I only have 3 of them. So they'll be in 3 different tracks, and I made a folder for them, but I don't even know if they're gonna properly go into the folder or if something terrible is going to happen. Anyway, here they go. Oh, where'd they go? No, come on. You can do it. Huh. Okay. It's fine. Here they are. And now I'm gonna try to move them into the folder. That didn't work. Let's, oh no, don't do that. I'm just trying to get them into the folder because it makes mixing a lot easier. There we go. Time to actually zoom in so I can see my tracks instead of seeing sadness. Okay, and do the vocals start on time? Because I have a hunch the answer is no. Okay, my hunch was wrong. Thank goodness. So, the files actually exported. I can't believe it. I was relieved. So, these are the actual Vocaloid files. I mostly just used Len, because best boy.
I hate you yet again, but wonder what you've been up to, cause I know right now I'm a fantastic memory, but I know I used to be the star of your whole story.
We've got the melody track and a harmony. And then there's a chorus track that's about to start.
We've been up on both our lives, yet we're still playing with power knives. Now we're all in the way.
there's something that you notice right away, most likely that you have most likely noticed right away, the vocals are so drowned out by the music that you could almost ignore them. So that's the first thing that I'm going to change. Time to up the volume. Maybe I should, I'm just going to change it down here with my sliders. The bottom half of my screen is the mixing panel. And sorry. Let's say one of my siblings is downstairs going which no, does not mean anything. And yes, I'm going to laugh every time I hear it. Fair enough warning, I think. I think is a lovely song. I don't know why I didn't write that. Yeah, exactly. Woo, woo. Need to sample it. Use it in my next song. Just and then like bass boost it and stick an auto filter over it. And then we got like, and then a gator, right? And then it'll be like, and that'll be the whole thing. It would be beautiful. Okay. No, that's like the worst possible idea. That's, anyway. Back to actually mixing. Oh my goodness. It's hilarious. This is the chorus. The harmony I'm gonna leave where it is. I will change the volume of that sparingly, because I don't want it to be overpowering. Okay. Okay, so that's still like incredibly quiet. I'm gonna make it mono output right now to make sure that I'm not just being tricked by the fact that some of the instruments are stereo. No, it really is just being drowned out. I'm scared of boosting it too much because that's when you start getting distortion and clipping and all kinds of nasty and disgusting things. But it might be a necessity. Ooh, that's not good. It started auto-saving, but violently. Okay, this might sound really silly, but I really want this part to be loud. I just want it to be like loud. Yeah. Okay, I guess the first thing I'm actually going to do, instead of messing with it down here, I need to amplify these. They're just too quiet. Let's see what I can do. Well, okay. I could normalize it, and I don't have Melodyne, by the way. I don't know if you can see my right-click menu. So I have options to edit with Melodyne, but I don't have Melodyne. See, let's see. Can you see my window? No, you can't. Brr, 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 brr is exactly the kind of song that I'm going to write. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay, my little pop-up window when I click edit with Melodyne is like, oh, install it. And then if I click to install it, it's like, where is it? And I'm like, oh, sorry, I didn't buy it because I'm pathetic. Okay. I'm gonna make this loud. No, just kidding. I'll normalize it. Let's just normalize the audio. What did I just do? I don't even know what I just did. Let's go. if it's significantly louder. So normalizing it basically just makes it as loud as it can get without any clipping occurring, which means I'm still gonna have to do a significant amount of mixing to make sure no clipping occurs for the whole song. This just makes sure that the track doesn't clip. Okay. Alright, that's a lot better. It's a lot better. It's definitely not perfect, but it's a lot better. Okay, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is add another audio track to put these ahs, so I can drown them in reverb without ruining the mixing of the rest of this track. So let's add another track. Yes, let's do that. Just an audio track. Just one. Ah, it's a perfect name, right? It's a great name. Ahs. I think it's a lovely name. Okay. This way I can make this louder without messing up anything else. And here, we'll start here again too. And we'll cut it right here to give it ample space. Okay. I'm just moving the ahs so I can drum them in reverb as they should be. That part, I want it to be really loud, but I'll get there when I get there. I'm thinking of running it through an amplifier to give it like a really aggressive sound, but that might be a bit overkill. What just happened? Okay. So I've got vocal chops here, except they're not real vocal chops. But we're gonna make them sound like vocal chops. Cool. Time to get my next set of ahs. Here we go. Next set of ahs. I'm quite excited. So I actually threw in before my computer decided that it was finally done. It quit on me, I guess. Before my computer decided to quit, I was able to throw in more references to my previous song that a lot of this was based off of, and I was pretty happy with it. But I had to slow it down a lot. Because the previous one was in 3/4 time, and this is 4/4, obviously, because it's like a drums and bass type pattern. So because of that, I had to do some, I don't know, kind of weird things to get it to work, but it's okay. It's okay. It didn't sound that bad. I actually am really happy with it. Naming 101. Yeah, my track naming skills are... I try to name them normal things, and I always end up just putting ridiculous stuff. Like, I think I've got something on here I named Plink Plink Synth, right? Let's take a look at the names of my tracks real quick. They're pretty crazy. See, most of these make sense, right? Like these are named mostly appropriately, except I don't really know what's what. I just named them based on how I mix them. Yeah, but for the most part that's normal. And these are mostly normal. And then you've got which I think is a great name. Butterham. Butterham. I think it's a lovely name. Bass Stab, but that's actually a proper name. Bass Wobble's a fine name, except that it's like weird. Like, I guess. Square is accurate. Square is accurate. I soloed out the wrong square, and I was like, why can't I hear my square, my darling square? Here it is. Okay, my square still exists. Here's my plink plink. I think the plink plink is lovely. I actually love the sound. And then there's a pad. So actually, this might be the most normal that I've ever kept the names, with the exception of ah. Yeah, these are all appropriately named, I would say. Okay. So I've got my ah, and then my vocal chops that aren't even real chops because they're just totally different, re-rendered. I bet I can just move all of this up here. They're all going to be chops from here. Yeah, I think that'll do. Okay, so that's just for splitting them up into the different tracks, and I might split them further, but for now this will do. So, first, some of these are just too quiet. Some of them are just too quiet. You know, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's just kind of drowned out in the rest of it. So, first thing I'm going to do is grab my EQ. You know what? I'm going to say the thing that I say every single time, but I mean it so much here. There was so much science behind mixing. I do not know the science behind mixing. It's trial and error for me. This is not a tutorial. So that's what I will say. From here, back to chaos. Back to chaos. It's chaos time. I don't want to trick anyone. I'm not a pro. This is fun. It's not a tutorial. Oh, by the way, I didn't show it off very much, but take a look at my hair. Look at this. I'm adorable. I'm so cute. So you better appreciate it. Okay. Yeah. Appreciate it while you can get it, because soon you'll be back to everybody's younger brother, Cobalt. You appreciate the older sister while you got it. Okay. I'm done being threatening now. Alright. Back to mixing. Alright, so this just changes how you see the Yeah, the different frequencies and where they lie. If you've ever used Utao, this will be pretty familiar to you.
It's been 6 years and I still kinda hate you.
So you're seeing most of the waveforms, they're showing up really strongly through here, but then you've got them lots and lots of little ones here. They're just parts of what make the voice sound like a voice. And then there's basically nothing down here. In fact, if I were to boost this, well, that's the drop off, not a boost. You will not hear too much of a difference. In fact, it'll probably make it sound worse.
It's been 6 years and I still kinda hate you. Yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know right now I'm a fantastic memory. But I know I used to be the star of this whole story.
It doesn't do very much for it, does it? I'm gonna change this back to 3rd octave though, because I just like how it looks the most. I just like it. It looks like this instead.
It's been 6 years
It's
and
just
I
more
still kinda
usable
hate you. Yet I
for
can't
me.
help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know
But see, it
right
just
now
doesn't
I'm a
sound like much
fantastic
of a
memory.
difference.
But I know I used to be the star of this whole story.
Just making sure I put this on the right track. Yeah, I did. That's good. So this is, here it is.
2 years I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know right now I'm a fantastic memory. But I know I used to be the star of your whole story.
It doesn't make a giant difference. Now, I would say I can hear a bit of a difference in, I don't know, the character, the voice. It does sound different, but that's going to be mostly because of the changes that are in this area, not the changes way down here. Because if I make this, 1 second. Okay. This means it's changing a much smaller, like, range of the frequencies. So if I were to boost it all the way down here, you're not going to hear a difference.
It's been 6 years and I still kinda hate you. Yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know right now I'm a fantastic memory. But I know I used to be the star of your whole story.
See, the difference that made was
I
basically
kept up my
nothing.
road and ignored my conclusions.
But if I were to move it over here,
You tore down my shell and you create your illusions.
I don't know if you
Then
heard
you
that
tore down
odd note there, but that was actually because of this.
You tore down my shell and you create your illusions.
Did you hear that? It's got a weird distortion in that frequency because I've boosted it so much. This is where you'll hear most of the changes in this area. And this will change things like how the consonants sound. And this will change things like consonants like S's. They'll be up in this area. This is bass. This is treble. So a lot of the character, the voice changes through here. Some of the voices here, consonants, S's. And this is usually really extreme stuff. Extreme S. Thank you. Thank you for appreciating my hair. I've been preparing all year just to show off my new hairstyle. I wish I were joking. Yes, good, you heard it. It sounds like who. It goes, who. That's it. That's exactly what I was talking about. But it doesn't sound like, it does not sound like my sibling going, no. It's a different type of who. Okay. Okay. Now that I'm done deliberately ruining this. No, I'm not done deliberately ruining this yet. Having fun.
It's been 6 years and I still kinda hate you. Yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know right now I'm a fantastic memory. But I know I used to be the star of your whole story. I taped up my road It's been 6 years and I still kinda hate you, yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know by now I'm a fantastic memory, but I know I used to be the star of your sob story.
Basically, this is just like so low that it starts making
I
it
can't
muffly.
I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know by now I'm a fantastic memory, but I know I
Oh, this
used
gets
to be
higher.
the star of your sob story.
See, this doesn't even make that much of a difference. This
I
makes a
picked up my
difference.
road and ignored my conclusions. You tore down my shell and you hid your illusions.
That makes it really raspy. This is, with it super raspy like that, that's what it sounds like on my old computer. I wish I were joking.
It's been 6
Like, this
years
is
and I
actually
still
how it
kinda hate
sounds.
you, yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know.
On one hand, it's great because it's super clear. On the other hand, you basically lose all the musical qualities of the voice. This is definitely more musical.
By now I'm a fantastic memory, but I know I used to be the star of your sob story.
So I guess we're gonna try to get the best of
I picked up
everything.
my road and ignored my conclusions.
First, I'm gonna cut out unnecessary frequencies.
You tore down my shell and you hid your illusions.
So here's exactly what I'm going to do. Everything down past here is making such a small difference that with the music going, you're not going to hear the difference. So I'm going to slowly have it taper off from here. So this stuff is no longer being a bother. I wish there was something in between the 6 and 12. 12 is just too steep, and 6 is just not steep enough, but it's okay. Okay. Let me turn the music back on too. They say to never mix with the track soloed because you don't know what it's going to sound like in comparison to the rest of the tracks. Also, when you're mixing, it's good to take breaks for your ears consistently so you don't get too used to whatever it sounds like and then come back to it later and be like, oh wow, what was I thinking? My ears were broken. By the way, don't let your ears break.
It's been 6 years and I still kinda hate you, yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know by now I'm a fantastic memory, but I know I used to be the star of this whole story. I picked up my road and ignored my conclusions. You tore down my shell and you hid your illusions. We've been up on both lines, yet we used to play with ball and knives. Sometimes we text on sleepless nights, now we're away. It's been 6 years and I still kinda hate you, yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know by now I'm a fantastic memory, but I know I used to be the star of this whole story.
Alright, if you want a comparison, sorry for going silent there, I was getting really into it. So I'm going to have it go for a bit with the EQ on, and then I'm going to turn it off. The difference, it should be audible.
It's been 6 years and I still kinda hate you, yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know by now I'm a fantastic memory, but I know I used to be the star of this whole story. I picked up my road and ignored my conclusions. You tore down my shell and you hid your illusions.
It should just be a little bit clearer with the EQ. Now I'm going to jiggle this around to try to get the kind of character I'm looking for in the voice. Moving it just slightly one way or the other can really change how it sounds, and you really need to trial and error it. Let me just get a snip and put it on a loop. This is not going to be pleasant, but whoops.
It's been 6 years and I still kinda hate you, yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know.
How are we feeling? Deep voice or high voice for this? Because if I do a high voice, I can just stick it up here for a nice, clear, high voice.
Yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up.
And if I get a deep voice, I can just put it down here and you've got a nice musical tone.
Because I know right now I'm a fantastic memory, but I know I used to be the star of this whole story.
Now if I put it in the middle, it doesn't sound as good as you'd expect.
It's been 6 years and I still kinda hate you yet again.
I guess it does work.
Because I know right
Now I'm gonna have to drop the volume on the voice. It's a bit too loud. Now it's so loud it's starting to cause my limiter to go off. I need to turn that off so we can make sure we're not doing too much clipping. It's fine if the limiter goes off a little. It's there for a reason, but I don't want to have to rely on it because it is going to drop the quality of the audio. Yes, it has vocals now, and hello, it's great to see you again. Yes, it has vocals. Fun story. This is my April Fool's model. I'm a whole day late because yesterday while I was exporting the vocals from my duct-taped computer that's hosting Vocaloid, the hard drive failed and I cried. So because I was crying, I had to postpone my stream. But I was able to recover the files that I needed. So they're here. My heart is broken, but my files are here. So I'm doing vocal mixing, and I'll be mixing the instrumental a little bit, but the focus is on the vocals so that I can get them sounding good. And actually have them stand out in the music without sounding too out of place. The vocals are directly from Vocaloid 4. Like, I just exported them raw and unedited, so they are in need of severe help. Just kidding. Honestly, I'm not that bad at Vocaloid tuning, so they're really not in that much in need of help, but the mixing is just rough. I mentioned this earlier, but I'm not an audio engineer. It's a hobby. This is not a tutorial. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. Yes, there's a lot of science to it that I'm just not qualified to teach. On the other hand, it's something I love, so I'm going to talk about it anyway. Yes, anyway, this is my April Fool's model. Say hi to Cobalt Co., everybody's older sister, and appreciate her while you have her. Okay. I'm done threatening. Part 300. I have done so much threatening today. Oh, and appreciate the jiggly hair, because I had so much fun. Yeah, it's a nice little ponytail. It's a puffball. Puffy. Very puffy. Man, I cried so hard when I saw the no bootable disk screen show up on my laptop. The laptop that's duct taped and less powerful than an Atari 800. I mean, I sobbed. So, but I mean, it did come back on, but I'm like really scared of doing anything with it. So I backed up the files I needed and deactivated all my pro programs. So I'm trying to get them moved over. And so far I've got PA Pro Studio, but only the Japanese version. So I don't have my English voice banks on this computer, and that really sucks, honestly. But I'm sincerely hoping that once business hours occur, I will get some sort of response and be able to get my stuff back. Okay. That was a lot of exposition. I'm just messing around while mixing. I've got an EQer on here. This is my mixing window, and everything's tiny because honestly, I've got way too many windows open. Like way too many instruments here, because there are a lot of instruments. I was having fun. I've got my EQer. I'm basically done EQing this track, but what I'm trying to do is mess around jiggling this basically to get different, my camera went by, get different characters out of the voice. So this is here because on my old computer, it sounds like the high frequency is really audible, But then when I put it on this computer, I realized that the high frequency isn't really that audible at all. So I have to boost it significantly to actually be able to hear the consonants the way that they sounded on my other computer. This is for me to try to change basically the sounds of the treble that we're hearing the best. So if I put it up here, we've got a nice clear voice, and if I put it here, we've got a nice musical lower voice. I accidentally pressed a whole bunch of things when I dropped my camera, so please forgive me for a second as I mess with things. You can see my mixing window. Yeah, you can. That's great. Yeah, the no bootable disk broke my heart. I think we're all going by like our usernames because we're going by our usernames. Just by the way. Oh, see, the funny thing is, I thought that maybe it had something to do with my speakers. Oh, wow, you have a name in real life? Lucky? Lucky, you're so lucky. But see, the thing is, I actually use the same headset on my old and my new computer, so it's actually something with the audio driver and the way that it's like rendering the sound, and I think it's because my old one's just so slow that it's not rendering properly. Because I can hear a lot of things on this one that I just wasn't able to hear on my other. Bucky, as much as I appreciate your questions and company, our real life names aren't really up for grabs. We're not letting you steal our names. What are you, a witch? You're gonna use magic against us using our names. That's ridiculous. Well, yeah, I mean, you don't really get a name until somebody names you. So feral cats are just out there not having names. One of my friends is a pink cat and is definitely feral and evil and does not have a name. He's a gremlin. Okay. If you were a feral cat, you wouldn't have a name. All right. So I'm gonna get back to messing around with where this frequency is. Let's go.
If when 6 years and I still kinda hate you, yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know right now I'm a fantastic memory, but I know I used to be the star of this whole story.
Sorry, this is repetitive, but it's a delicate process.
Cause I know right now I'm a fantastic memory, but I know I used to be the star of this whole story.
We're almost there, I promise.
6 years and I still kinda hate you, yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know right now I'm a fantastic memory, but I know I used to be the star of this whole story.
I'm so sorry. We're almost there.
I hate you, yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know right now I'm a fantastic memory, but I know I used to be the star of this whole story. It's been 6 years and I still kinda hate you, yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know right now I'm a fantastic memory, but I know I used to be the star of this whole story. I picked up my load and you don't like the cruising. You go down my challenge.
Yeah, you know what? I see your concern. However, that's definitely not going to be the weirdest sort of dissonance that you get from us, you know? Yeah, that's Catboys, my mod, and that's how it will be. Sorry, I dropped my camera again. I'm having a struggle moment. Cobalt struggle tweets, but there are no tweets. There's only struggle. Okay. This, I think I'm gonna run it through an amp. I want it to be as dramatic as possible. I wonder if I should just create another track and then like run that through the amp. Or if I should run an amp over the whole thing and then only like automate it for this part. Oh no, it's a hard choice. But it's gonna be fun. Whatever it ends up being, it's gonna be fun. Okay. And the chorus is not mixed at all yet. So I actually need to drop the volume on this because when I put the EQ on it, I boosted so many parts of it without dropping very much. So now it's clipping. See, it's telling me it's clipping. So I need to drop this I'll drop it by a decibel. We'll see if that helps. Not expecting it to help very much. Dang, that even hurts my ears. Alright, well that helps a lot with the volume. These are really quiet, but that's okay. I'm just gonna snip this right here because I have an idea. I'm gonna boost this even further and then fade this in. So now it's allowed where I want it to be, obnoxiously so. Cool. For some reason, he sounds like Kermit the Frog in the chorus. Just a little. Great. That's how you know it needs mixing. You know, part of the reason it sounds so Kermit-y is for some reason it's clipping really bad. So it's gonna take some effort, but it will be healed. Oh goodness, no, I can like hardly mix. I don't know. If I can get my Vocaloid program back, I would gladly take commissions for actually putting things into Vocaloid and like tuning it and all of that and making the harmonies like gladly. But mixing is a painful process for me. No, it sounds like Kermit. It sounds like Kermit. It sounds like brr. I love Kermit, but not while I'm mixing. That's a bad sign. Yeah, Froglen, exactly. Exactly. That's not a good thing. We all know that's not a good thing. You want to hear something really funny? The answer is yes. Well, the answer is actually no, you don't want to hear this because it means I'm about to have a real struggle moment, but you want to hear it. So, because my computer was so laggy while I was tuning, I couldn't hear if the effects were working or not. And my growl parameter was not audible. And so I turned it up without thinking. Maybe it's not rendering properly. And it exported obnoxiously. I mean, it doesn't sound so bad with the music, but it's like... You know? Yeah, so, not ideal, but it's okay. It's okay. It'll be fine. I think I'm gonna do the same thing here that I did for the other one. Just snip, boost. Not that much. Not that. No, come on. There we go. Pull this forward. Like rhythmic fade in. It's like loud and obnoxious. Just the way I like it. Okay. I mean, that's pretty tasty. We're still getting clipping, but it's less. It says 4 instead of 7. The sound source is stereo, by the way. I've got it set to mono right now so I don't get too distracted while mixing. But before I finish, of course, I'll mess with the width and stuff of different effects, but not yet. Not yet. Right now we're keeping it basic. Basic. Okay. I think that was the important stuff. How much did I boost that by? Too much. Cool. I've got to do the same thing for the one that's way over here, too. There we go. Okay, pretty cool. And now I need to drown the ahs with like reverb because that's what they deserve. That is what they deserve. I might just use a regular old reverb. Those are fancy and cool, but I don't want to mess with it. I could just use mix verb. Room reverb is really cool for a 3D effect, but I don't know if I need that. I'm just looking for Duolingo. No, sorry. Duolingo's yelling at me for my crimes. These are really fun to mess with, and I will definitely, but not yet. Not yet. Chorus effects are cool, but all I need is reverb. I named my file this one as because it's multiple I think it's a good name. The most cursed thing that you can put into Vocaloid. You know, with Vocaloid, the world is your oyster. You can make it as cursed or as wholesome as you want. Yeah. With enough creativity, you could make just about anything. And that's where I'll leave that. I mean, you could make it as cursed as you want. If a person could say it, a Vocaloid could say it. With a little bit of love and attention. But, like, I stand by that. You know, it's alright, but it sounds gross for some reason. It just sounds like, I don't know. What happens if I turn this up obnoxiously? That was terrible. I don't like that very much. That's better. I wanted to start a little early, but not like insanely early. If I turn this down, it's gonna like go crazy, you know? Like the reverb's about to carry on forever. Watch this. This is cursed content. Oh, maybe it's not because I've got this so far down. Gross. This is the perfect, absolutely terrible reverb that never ends. Here we go. Here it is. Don't do that. I want it to be big, but not like that. You know, this just isn't sounding as reverb-y as I want. It's like the wrong part of it is being loud, in my opinion. Just not appreciative. Do oysters vocalize? I don't think so. I don't think they've got a way of doing that. Wait. Oh, okay. Please tell me you're making that up. Fish using oysters to amplify sounds is just wrong. Because that means that you would just, like, that just means that oysters are amps. That's evil. Okay, yes, mushroom sounds. Just as weird as you would imagine. But it's like so intriguing though. It's so intriguing. I think it's so cool because it's like, ah, look at this teeny tiny electrical pulse. Let's make that into a sound. I think that's pretty awesome. I think that's cool. Okay. I wonder if I can fix this by just like brute forcing. Let's go, brute force. Yeah, I bet I can just brute force it. That was much better. No. The drama. The utter drama. Come on, give me my option to. There we go. Yes. That's better. Okay, wait, like, y'all have seen the video of the guy who, like, uses mushrooms to, like he just, like, connects synths to the mushrooms themselves, and they just sit there going, like, you've seen that, right? Because I think about that every once in a while. It reminds me of, like, when I was younger, and you would have to, like, plug the speakers not just into the audio jack, but also into the wall for power. And if you were to plug it into the wall, but then hold on to the audio jack with your fingers, it would go like, wow. And then if you like moved it around, it would make different noises. I don't know. That's what it reminds me of, except like 1,000 times cooler. But same concept. And I just think it's neat. It's too loud. Okay. Butter ham. This one's gonna be a pain to mix because it's a different vocalist. I should probably add another track for that. This one's Rin. Hello, Rin. Always causing me trouble. Go. Boom. No, don't do that. Okay. I don't think you can see it, but it keeps auto-saving, which means it thinks it's in danger, so I'm going to normal save it right now. Okay. Have you not ever had the, like, big speakers that are for plugging into an audio jack, but they have to have an external power source? Because if you plug them into the wall, they've got the power that they need to actually, like, function. And then if you touch the audio jack portion, the speaker itself will start buzzing. Assuming that you don't have dry, crusty hands, in which case I don't know what to tell you, it's not going to work properly. Or have you just not seen the video where the guy is like basically doing the same concept but using a bunch of mushrooms? like they're growing and emitting electricity as they grow. And so he just like connects them to a bunch of synthesizers. It's probably really easy to look up. So you can't just say no and expect me to know what that means. There's stream latency. You gotta tell me. Let's keep a conversation going. Come on, man. But I assume you mean no, that you didn't have those speakers. In which case, yeah, you wouldn't have experienced that. And that's fine. It's just like, that was fun. That was a fun thing to do as a bored 10-year-old. Okay. Okay, here it is. Let's see. The Kermit sounding chorus has not been fixed yet. We'll get there when we get there. But right now I'm dealing with everything else. Okay, so this needs different EQ. I think I'll copy this one over here and then edit it to fit this vocalist. I don't know if you noticed, but they have different accents, even though they're voiced by the same person. So you can't be sounding pathetic way down here. Nuh-uh. I have an idea. So basically, the concept that I'm using is that every syllable will fade out from this regular old track, so you just end up hearing the reverb of it. So this will fade out, and then you'll be left with basically just the reverb at the end. But I do need to drop the volume. Like, a lot. Probably not as much for this part.
That's what you always think. That's what we could have been, but we're still living.
I wanted it to, well, honestly, I think I succeeded. It marks a good balance between still understandable from the original track and having the reverb effect that I was looking for. So I think that was successful. Yeah, the big speakers, I guess if you haven't had them, then you probably wouldn't know. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that you might have had around that would do that, but I can't really think of anything that would work the same way, because the reason that one works is because it already has the external power source, which smaller speakers don't need, so you might not have had anything that does that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just because like the static from your hands is making the speakers make noise. It works with the audio jack, so that's what was going on there. But it seems really cool. Even when you know how it works, it's a little cool. But it's definitely cooler when you're like a child and you have no idea. You're just like, this is magic. Magic. Yeah, I mean, they're like old too. I don't think speakers are like that now anyway. You can probably just plug them directly into the computer without having to mess too much with stuff for the wall. But I wouldn't know, because despite having fluffy ears, I use headphones. So, yeah. So I honestly don't know. Well, if you've got speakers that are plugged into the wall, but also are plugged into an audio jack, you can test it out. If you've got dry, crusty hands, it probably won't work so well. But if you're staticky and your hands are adequately moisturized, it'll probably make some buzzing sounds. And it's kind of fun. It doesn't sound good at all, so don't get your hopes up. But it's entertaining in like the most mild entertainment sort of way. Also science, so that's always a plus.
That's what you always think. That's what we could have been, but we're still living.
Do you see how this is so much louder than everything else? I just think that's incredibly rude. I just think that's rude. This is just to prank me. That's all. Just a prank. I'm gonna have to merge these back together or else it's gonna make gross sounds. Okay. Oops. One more thing to do before gonna merge that. Cool. Okay, now I can merge these. And the reason I have to merge them is if I don't, you'll hear popping noises where each of the cuts were in the vocal. It doesn't sound cool. It's gross. Now you're too loud, which is entirely my fault, but still, I don't appreciate it. What are you doing? Don't do that. Whatever you're doing, it's bad. It's making me angry. So don't do it. Don't do it. You know better. Sorry for doing the gamer lean. It's probably making my camera look really gross. Am I being rude? Or is my editor being rude right now? I think Studio One's being rude. No, just kidding. It's my fault. I'm the one being rude to Studio One, blaming all my troubles on it, even though I'm causing problems. Yes, it's exactly what's going on. I'm just annoying it for fun, obviously. Okay, gotta make these just a little bigger. Okay, we're almost there to something pretty reasonable. Okay, let's go. That actually worked basically how I wanted it. I'm quite happy with how that ended up. Okay, so this one is just, it's pathetic. Come on, let's go. Cool. Well, I hear crinkling sounds in the background, but I don't know if anybody else does. However, that would be hilarious. Yeah, to confirm, Cat Boys has a chocolate bar. It's pink. A pink chocolate bar. It's ruby chocolate, actually. Which, like, I get that it's basically just, like, normal chocolate flavor with citric acid, but it's like, I don't know. It's good. Worth it. I think it's really good, honestly. Okay, this is... Honestly, this is, for as repetitive as it is, It's going kind of well, but I'm scared of saying that or else I'll curse myself. Wow, I hear chaos downstairs. I hope they're having fun. I'll fade this in because I'm dramatic. And then fade the whole thing out because I'm extra dramatic. Yeah. Cool. This is, it's honestly going pretty well. It's going all right. It's not so bad. I just want to know what it'll sound like if I put a chorus effect on here. It might sound really gross. That does sound pretty gross. No, don't do that. Okay. It sounds kinda nasty. Just a little. Okay, I made some adjustments to make the chorus effect a little softer. Okay. Because the vocals are exactly the same except just moved over and with a slight LFO, it sounds really like robotic and creepy. Perfect. Alright. And this one, I'm gonna move onto Rin's vocal track as well. Let's go. I think that's just a better place for it. Cool. So now the actual chorus needs mixing. How crazy is that? Who would have expected it? You can hardly hear the harmonies, which is just pathetic. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Why Yes, the harmonies were there the entire time, by the way. They were just so quiet. You probably didn't notice. And the harmonies have an actual auto-tune plugin on them. No, it's not auto-tune TM, but That's why they've got like this weird. Here, you definitely want to hear it.
I know the story won't work this time, but please forgive me.
Yeah, well, that really weird like distortion and warble and grossness, that's not standard for a Vocaloid track. They don't sound like that normally. So like, this is the harmony. Well, that seems to be what people think it'll sound like, but it tends to be a lot more realistic than that. And that's like, this is even considering that I've got it tuned to be robotic and snappy. Here's what it usually sounds like, even if you try to make it robotic.
My mirror in every way.
It's just, it's a lot more human than people tend to expect. Now, it's not realistic, that's not what I'm saying. There's like SynthV, the AI banks, those are realistic. Those are incredible. Wow. But I just haven't gotten around to using it. Although, if I never get my English banks back, I don't want to think about that. That makes me sad. But at least there are alternatives.
My mirror in every way.
It's just so much quieter.
It's time to play between to sleep. My mirror in every way. It's been 6 years and I still kind of hate you. Yet I can't help but want.
So this is what it sounds like here, if you were wondering.
It's been 6 years. I can't help but.
Well, it's really subtle, but it is there.
It's been 6 years and I still kind of hate you. Yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know right now I'm a fantastic memory. But I know I used to be the star of this whole story. I picked up my road and we don't like a good
Yeah.
I challenge you can go to lose and spin up on both the lines. Yet we used to play with fire and knife. Sometimes we take it home.
It does, in fact, exist. Who would have thunk it? Now, honestly, the difference between the quiet parts and the loud parts is just too much for me. So I'm gonna use a compressor to smoosh it all into the same range and then drop the volume. But it's okay. It'll be fine. Bro. Well, I'm glad it sounds good. You know, when I actually finish it, it'll be releasable. But I'm not there yet. We're getting there though. And by release I mean stick up on YouTube. That's my former releasing. SoundCloud rapper. Yeah, well, you know, we're getting there. Basically, every single step of this, except the stuff that I wasn't able to stream because it's on my other computer, which, you know, is now dead. Other than that, every single step of this was shared on stream, so I hope it was a fun experience for y'all. I'm not quite done yet, but, you know, it seems the right time to mention that. I hope it was fun for you, because it was really fun for me to get to share every single part of what I was up to. All the chaos, the evil.
You can go to lose and spin up on both the lines. Yet we used to play with fire and knife. Sometimes we take it home sleepless nights. My mirror in every way. Our hands together to remember me.
So, like, compressors are a powerful tool. They are great, but if you overuse them, you lose the effect of quiet versus loud in your song. All of your dynamics, you know, the quiet versus the loud of your song, You will lose it if you abuse the compressors. However, I don't want dynamics in my harmonies. Goodbye dynamics. I want it all to be around the same volume, and that's what the compressor was for there. So it should be a little closer to even instead of super loud in some parts and super quiet in others. They should all be relatively quiet.
When 6 years and I still kinda hate you, yet I can't go back. Wonder what you've been up to, cause I know right now I'm a fantastic memory, but I know I used to be better on this hopefully. I picked up my load and you don't like the glue, and you get all you lose, and we still been up on both the lines, yet we used to play with ball and knife. Sometimes we
Actually, turn up the volume on it.
now near our end every way.
I see we got some insane clipping going on because this is so much louder than it should be at this point. That's okay. We're getting there. Okay, my ears need a short break. Off with my headphones. Yeah, time to give my ears a break. Or else they're gonna get crusty and I'm gonna mix it terribly. And then you'll be like, what are you doing? You're ruining it. What are you doing? And I'll be like, no, it's better now. And then I'll listen to it later and be like, what did I do? So that's what the ear break is for. It's kind of necessary. Okay, well, I'm also stretching because I need it. Okay. I got back from work today. And I just realized I'm speaking in ASMR. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, I got back from work today and, like, fell asleep. Just sleep. I was so tired. I was, like, really, really tired. But it's, you know, I got a cat nap in. And my cat also took a nap, which is a miracle. Usually, if he sees me sleeping, he smacks me. But this time, he curled up on top of me and it was so cute. I love him so much. Even though he's chaotic and crazy. Wonder if I've got a water in here. Oh, I do. Thanks. Cat boys just did parkour to grab my water. Great, I need it. I'm dehydrated. I forgot to bring a water bottle to work today. I usually bring a water bottle full of tea. I forgot it today. I'm just like, it makes me feel even worse because now I'm crusty. I'm crusty. Okay, I really needed that. I feel a lot better. Well, guys, I talked about my day. You want to tell me about yours? At least if it's good. How's it going? I hope it's pretty good. I was busy, which is why I'm so tired, and also because I stayed up too late last night trying to recover my stuff. I'm so sleepy. Yeah, like, tell me about your day. In the meantime, I'll tell you about the lengths I went through to try to recover my things, and I'll do my Duolingo so that I don't lose my streak, which I did have a streak freeze in place last time, so I'm about to, like, freeze, so don't mind that. I'm just gonna, yeah, okay, you don't get to see me freeze, actually. Yeah. You get the PNG treatment, and it's not even, like, a reactive PNG. That's what you get. Yeah, I'm gonna do my Duolingo. Yeah, I went through a struggle trying to get all my programs moved over, and I was only half successful, and it was the half I didn't need. So, my voice banks, they stopped selling physical copies as far as I know shortly after I got mine, so I got one of the last physical copies. But the thing is, it was the English and Japanese bank bundle, so I got the English and the Japanese banks. But only the Japanese banks are on the actual CD, and the English banks are an online download. The maximum number of downloads is 1. Guess who downloaded it back in 2016? Me, for obvious reasons. And I thought, okay, I'm going to revoke my license on here so that I can move it over. Sure, now my license is valid again to put on a different computer, but I couldn't re-download it, so that was painful. But it's I have some hope. I have some hope that I will somehow get some sort of customer service support so I can get my Vocaloids back because my heart is broken. Yeah, goodbye English, Len and Ren. My heart hurts so much. It's painful. I want them back. Like, so bad. I miss them already. My children. Yeah, I downloaded them back in 2016. Legally. So it was a big struggle. But like 2016. So think about it. I've had all this time to become attached. And now, goodbye. Right out of my hands. On a broken hard drive. I could probably try to use it, but I don't want to stress it any further. I don't know. Oh, and I did, like, deactivate them so I can try to activate it on my new computer, but it's not working. It's not working. My new computer is a solid state, by the way, not a hard drive, so it's not... It could take a much bigger shaking than my old one, which did its best. It had several spills many years ago, and I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did. It did its best. I'm hurting. No, I actually literally, not like a teenager saying literally. I literally cried. Mostly because I thought I wasn't going to be able to get my sound files off of there and I was about to lose all my songs. I ended up recovering almost all of them. Almost. I'm missing a couple Audacity files that maybe I saved them in the wrong place or maybe they just totally disappeared because my folder is completely empty where I usually keep my Audacity files. But honestly, that's whatever. I've got my Vocaloid files, I've got my waves, and I've got my songs, and I've got my Studio One files, and that's what matters. That is what matters for me. Like, I'm so glad I've got those. Even if I'm not able to reach customer support, I've got my songs, and that's the important part. As long as I've got my songs. There were so many. So when I thought they disappeared, I was like, goodbye. Goodbye. Years of effort, but no, they're okay. They're okay now. Yeah, my dad had a giant, like, huge amount of storage of micro SD, but my old computer is so old it doesn't support micro SD, so we had to get an SD converter, like micro SD to SD converter, but he had one on hand, so he literally saved my entire, like, all of my music with an SD card. Who would have thunk it? Life utterly saved. I'm very thankful. Like, relieved. I really hope I get my English Vocaloids back. On the upside, this means I do have Pia Pro on this computer and it does function now. It's just not the English version. So I guess I could show y'all like a non-English song, I guess. It's not going to be as fun, but, you know, I'll take what I can get. Yeah, My Vocaloid 4 editor, I don't know how to move that over either. So I technically could, except that my download code is in my email, but that was 6 years ago, and I no longer have it because I deleted it by mistake because I was a stupid kid. I was very young, okay? It's alright though. It's alright. I hope something will be figured out. Okay, I have finished my Duolingo. My ears have taken a break. I've hydrated. I feel a lot better. Nobody told me how their day was. Come on, guys. Was it good? Did y'all rest well? I should hope so. Why is... I'm sorry, I decided to just take a brief glance at Twitter. Can someone tell me why Sororu is eating the spiciest looking food I have ever seen? And I say that as somebody who actually eats spicy food. I'm glad your day was good, even though you stubbed your toe twice. Yeah, except that you stubbed your toe. Yeah, no, that looks super spicy. What the heck, man? That looks like painfully spicy. I actually eat spicy food. Because, like, spicy food is part of my culture. I'm not joking. So anyway. Yeah, he hates spites. What's he doing? What's he doing? I like how he said he's on a diet, but he's eating at a Chinese restaurant. He confuses me. Whatever, as long as he's taking care of himself. I mean, it looks delicious. I'd eat it, but that looks super spicy. It's like chili peppers and maybe chicken somewhere in there, but it mostly just looks like chili pepper. Alright. I'm done with Duolingo. Gotta reconnect my model, which is asleep now. It is asleep. Reconnect. You can do it. I believe in you. Well, it thinks it's connected, but it's wrong. Yeah, there we go. Yay? No. No, that didn't work at all. I unplug, replug. Let's go. Come on, come on. Come on. Sorry, I'm having some trouble with my phone deciding it doesn't like the computer. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. Close. Plug in. Reopen. You can hear it too, so you know what's up. Why are you not working? Come on. Okay. You can do it. Come on. It just says failed to start. That's so rude. It just doesn't want to work right now. Okay. There we go. Relief. All right. Much better. Except I'm dropping things. Hitting my keyboard. Stop that. Stop doing that. Okay. Sorry. Casually messing everything up. Where's... Okay. There we are. That was... Yeah. Okay. Back in business? Yes. Back in business. Let's go. My ear break is over. Time to mix the chorus. That's clipping so much and it's so loud. It hurts. Now we've got the same EQ here that we have on the melody. Let's see how these go together. I just realized I don't actually like how this sounds. Alright. Why are you so loud? Let's check something real quick. So I should safely be able to turn up the volume on the chorus. What I did was put a compressor so that the difference between these won't be so jarring anymore. So now I can turn the volume back up. Because right now it's quite a bit quieter than I'd probably like. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's some of it. So now
It's been 6 years and I still kinda hate you, yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know right now I'm not fantastic memory, but I know I used to be the star of this whole story. I picked up my road and we don't like a cruising. You bought on my shell and you get all the illusions. When I come to the lights, yet you used to play with fire and knife.
my chorus is so lackluster, so pathetic. I guess it's just too intense. Let me find, I guess, the exact volume of where it's just out of control loud. That's actually not bad. No, let me drop the volume of this. Okay.
That's what we could have been, but we're still living. I'm not so long, but I watch.
Is there anything even in this track? No. Okay.
That's what.
Then I wonder if I can just move it. See how this sounds with the other tracks mixing, just out of curiosity.
We'll take and dream forever. That's what you promised me. That's what we could have been, but we're still living. I'm not so long, but I watch. I've got my sex on you, but I still believe I was wrong now. So sometimes I think you, so I could fall with you.
Interesting.
On you, but I living. I'm not so long, but I watch. I've got my sex on you, but I still believe I was wrong.
Oops.
I'm not so long, but I watch. I've got my sex on you, but I still believe I was wrong.
before, so it will go back home. Back home. Apparently, Dante was knocking at the door. He's silly. Okay.
What I call upon you, I knew I would lose you. Children are postpone lives, yet we're still playing with our knives. Sometimes we text people sleepless nights, now mirror in every way. Our hands that are to need our words, not soft and skin too deep. There's time to play, we drift to sleep, now mirror in every way. Our words not soft and skin too deep. Our words not soft and skin too deep. Our words not soft and skin too deep. Our words not soft and skin too deep.
I just can't get it sounding the way I want.
Our words not soft and skin too deep. Too deep. Mirror in every way. Our words not soft and skin too deep. I'll pick up my road and you walk on the trail and you could go to lose and spin up on the lights. Yet we're
Wonder if it just needs to be a little louder now. Might just need to be louder. There we go. Basically, I'm using the compressor more like a limiter. Once it reaches the point where it's just too loud and risking clipping, it's going to get cut much quieter to make sure that it's not overpowering. And see, some parts still can be louder, but it's like here, not way up here. So I think this is much more effective. Because I realized it just like, it sounds, of course, I was talking about dynamics, but I didn't realize the dynamics are why the chorus sounded so good. Because when I turn the compressor off, it sounds, you know, lively. But the problem is, it's so loud that it clips. So I've got to have some sort of compressor. loud that is. It's like really loud. So this is in place to make sure it's not, no, saying, 'cause that's just gonna hurt. It's way too loud. It's gonna come down a lot. That's what this is for. My pitch bends got messed up. I heard that. You might have heard it too. Sometimes it'll bug out and hold it at the wrong note, and it sounds so bad when it does that. Not so bad. Not so bad. Okay. I'm gonna zoom out. Most of this is actually mixed mostly properly, isn't it? Okay, so people who are listening at normal volumes, what do you think? Is it like absurdly quiet? I guess what I'm going to do right now is pull up a song in a different tab. Let me mute my desktop audio for a second so I can see what the volume should be around and work mine up to that volume. Otherwise, it could be way too quiet. And we're all just, blasting our volume as high as humanly possible just so we can hear it. And that wouldn't be so good, would it? So let's see. Just click something. So how loud is this? Okay, so that's that. Now let's see about mine. Much quieter. So guys, do I try to mix this nicely, or do I simply turn my limiter back on and then amplify it? Because we all know I want to do that. We all know I really, really just want to do that. But that's just not good mixing. Okay, first, now it's time to put a compressor over the whole thing. That generally brings it a little more together. I'll actually mess around with that right now. Sorry. Alright, so there's my compressor. Why? Oh, because I was messing around. Like, where are you clipping and I am the culprit? You'll see how quiet this is now.
đăng lại challenge you can do delusion we're not postpone life yet we're still playing with our night sometimes we text how sleepless nights now mirror in every way our hands that are to learn only how works not
Better,
so
isn't it?
skin too deep there's time to play it we drift to sleep now mirror in every way.
Oh, that's not great. It's flipping like crazy now, that's fine.
Now mirror in every way. That's what we could have been, but we're still living. I'm not too long, but I'm watching. I've got like sex on you, but I still believe I was on my queen. We take and drink forever.
I probably don't want it to increase that much, but thanks.
We'll take and drink forever. That's what you promised then. That's what we could have been, but we're still living. I want to not on my watch. I've got my sex on you, but I still believe I was on my queen.
Might have been a bit overkill. Just a little bit.
We'll take and drink forever. That's what you promised then. That's what we could have been, but we're still living. I want to not on my watch. I've got my sex on you, but I still believe I was on my queen. These ones I credit to, so I could go with you. What I saw from you, I knew I would lose you. When I
Cool. Mixing it however I'd like. That's not what's important here. It's gotta be audible. If it's too quiet, it's too quiet. And I do say it's too quiet.
It's been 6 years and I still kinda hate you. Yet I can't help but wonder what you've been up to. Cause I know right now I'm not fantastic memory, but I know I used to be better on this whole story. I picked up my road and you don't like a good end. More than my challenge, you can do delusion. We're not postpone for life, yet we're still playing with our nights. Sometimes we text how sleepless nights now mirror in every way. Our hands that are to learn only how works not so and skin too deep. There's time to play it, we drift to sleep. Now mirror in every way. Now mirror.
This part's just so loud that it's a little tiny bit painful. I don't appreciate that.
Now mirror.
Oops. Just delete the whole thing. Goodbye.
Now mirror in the to see my mirror in the rewrite. I know that slowly won't lie this time, but please we take and breathe forever. That's what you always think. That's what we could have been, but we're still living. I'm not so long, but I watch after.
That's not working. Okay. Alright. Let's see.
Nice, my mirror in every way. I feel better to ever need. Our words uncertain, skin too deep. There's time to penetrate, drift to sleep. My mirror in every way. I know that slowly won't lie this time, but please we take and breathe forever. That's what you always think. That's what we could have been, but we're still living. I'm not so long, but I watch after my sex on you, but I still believe.
Alright, I think it's a little bit better. A little bit better. I do think that's better. It's a lot better. I'm gonna add a... Should I do it? I think I'll do it. A terrible idea. An entire empire for 2 parts in the whole song. Not even this whole track. No, no, no. Although you're about to hear it with the whole track. Not that you want to.
Once I saw it from you, I knew I would lose you. I would lose you. When I pulled both your eyes, yet we from you, I knew I would lose you. When I pulled those lies I fled into so I could fall with you. Once I saw it from you, I knew I would lose you. When I pulled
So what I need is some way to go between the completely normal and driven track. Yeah. Also, all of these sound different.
those lies I fled into so I could fall with you.
These are loud, by the way, just a warning.
Once I saw it from you, I knew I would lose you.
Crunchy. Okay, so I think I'm just going to create a new track to put those on so I don't have to deal with this. Okay. New track. Vocal folder getting intense. Alright, so I'm just like, sort of like I did with the reverb, where I made another track. Now I'm doing it with drive, where I'm making another track. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense.
You có đăng là challenge you cứ đủ đi đủ chân.
Okay. No, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Basically just crossfading between something that's got an effect and something that doesn't. Although currently neither of them, oh my goodness, why does this keep happening? Currently neither of them have an effect, but that'll be changed soon.
Why would you bring up from you? Why would you? What I'm calling from you? Why would you bring up?
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick an amp on it. Make it as distorted as possible. Why? Because it's fun.
What I'm calling from you? What I'm calling from you?
Stop saving while I'm trying to do things. I can't pause it when that happens, so it's kind of annoying. Screaming. It is time to scream. Yes.
What I'm calling from you? From you? What I'm calling from you? What I'm calling from you?
You know what? It'll do. Except it won't. Yeah, let's change amps again for fun. Let's make it crunchy. Crunchy.
What I'm calling from you?
They all crunch a little different, you know? Slightly different crunches. And these aren't even the presets, these are just the different types of amps. I think they're fun.
What I'm calling from you? I'm calling from you.
struggling a little with my mouse just not wanting to work. It's okay. Wonder if it's lagging.
What also from you? What also from you? What also from you?
Guitar now. You thought you were a Vocaloid, no, you are a guitar.
What also from you?
Crunchy.
What also from you? What also from you?
That's fun.
What also from you?
Cool. Got the bass sound in there, so it's actually slightly breathy without the raspiness now. That's kind of cool. Gross. Gross. It's just not as crunchy as I was hoping. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crunchy, but it's not as crunchy as I want. No, I don't work tomorrow. How wonderful is that? So I don't have to worry about the fact that it's late. Crunchy, but I want it to be crunchier. You're not crunchy enough. I don't want to play with you anymore. Perfect. Should have just tried that from the start, huh? Want it just a little crunchier. Come on, a little crunchier. Stop doing that. Okay, so there's one thing. My drums, they just aren't boom boom enough. You know, they're just not. They're not. They're just. They're so lame. I want the crunch. The crunch. They aren't crunchy enough. Alright, let's see. Well, oh, I'm about the potato quality camera, by the way. It's in my hand again. Sorry. Okay, which one is this? Let's find out. It's not cool enough to get the boom. It doesn't deserve the boom. Nah, no boom for you. You're not cool enough. Nah. Unless you have to be cool enough. Maybe you have to be cool enough. You want to hear something really terrible? No, I mean, you don't, because it's really terrible, but also it's so crunchy. Like, this is the crunchiest. It's so crunchy that it will hurt, so be careful. Yeah. I told you it was crunchy. I just dropped my water. Too crunchy. Too crunchy. Impressively crunchy, but too crunchy. On the other hand, if I don't let it, scream, just let it be satisfyingly crunchy. I think it just needs some automation. This could totally work. Cause like, this might be over the top crunch, but listen to it in the chorus, cause that's some good crunch. Like, tasty, crunchy. Yeah, rest in peace, water. I'm gonna pick it up. Okay. I need a sip of water now. What do you think? Should I just automate this ridiculously crunchy distortion? Because, like, it's so crunchy. Is it too crunchy? Yeah, but originally this was supposed to be drums and bass anyway. I think my phone just came disconnected. That's not good. Hello? Hello? Hello, Mr. Obama? Okay. It's working. It's just working wrong. I'm taking a sip of water. Okay. Perfect. Crunchy. Sorry. Probably should have warned before doing that, but it seemed funny. It seemed funny enough. Let's go. Let's make this so crunchy. Less crunchy than it currently is, because it's yikes.
It's been 6 years and I think I will hate you never can go back what you've been up to, cause I know by now I'm a fantastic memory, but I know I used to be better on it, hopefully.
Let's go, crunchy, crunchy. Yeah, let's edit that drive automation. Let's go, boys. Drive automation. Time to edit. I'm about to do something that's kind of annoying, but it's the best way. So what we do is set this to record. Set it to write thing. Now when I change this, it writes it.
It's been 6 years and I think I will hate you never can go back what you've been up to, cause I know by now I'm a fantastic memory, but I know I used to be better on it, hopefully. I picked up my old and you don't like a groove and important and challenge you play through the illusions, feeling up on the lights, yet we used to play with our nights. Sometimes we text the closely this night, now we're around every way. Our hands gather to learn only colors, but so and skin to deep. There's London I watch I've got sex on you but don't break out on my queen. Since I got ready so I could go with you.
Oops, it's not responding anymore.
What I saw upon you I knew
That's
I
not
would
good.
lose you.
It's saving in the middle of me recording. Like, what in the world? You need to stop. You can't just save while I'm recording. Stop. And it's going so slow. This is stupid. It's trying to mess things up. Stop that. Okay, you've gotta stop. It's doing this on purpose. No, you need to stop before this. Guys, you can't see it, but it's trying to ruin everything. Yeah, so it decided to start saving while I was in the middle of recording automation for the track. So it stopped responding altogether and messed up my automation. So forgive me, but there's a lot of stuff I have to fix manually now, which is not near as fun. Why did that happen? That's so annoying. It's been auto-saving at like the worst possible times today. It's like it thinks it's gonna break. Yeah, I'm just gonna put this into read mode now so it doesn't break itself.
It's been 6 years and I think I don't hate you never think about what you've been up to. Cause I know right now I'm a fantastic memory but I
Which one's the boom boom boom? Because that one I don't really want.
It's been 6 years and I think I don't hate you never think about what you've been up to. Cause I know right now I'm a fantastic memory but I know I used to be. I picked up my old and you don't like a good.
I just noticed something.
I don't hate you never think about what you've been up to. Cause I know right now I'm a fantastic memory but I know I used to be better on this whole story.
That's kind of lame too.
It's been 6 years and I think I don't hate you never think.
Never mind, I guess it goes in there. Just gonna have to find some way to work with it.
It's been 6 years and I think I don't hate you never think about what you've been up to. Cause I know right now I'm a fantastic memory but I know I used to be better on this whole story. I picked up my old and you don't like a good end. You pour down my shell and you play no delusions. Feeling up on the lights, yet we used to play with all our nights. Sleepless nights, now we're away everywhere. Our hands together to never meet. Our words on surface, skin to deep. We play, we drift to sleep. Now we're away.
Despite autosave trying to ruin everything, we've got this. We've got this. Alright, let's go. Something like this. It's pretty solid, although it might be a little too extreme. Yeah. Automation makes things fun.
That's what you promised me. That's what we could have done, but we're still living. I'm not to London, I watch. I've got my sex on you, but don't still break. I want
Actually, instead of going up to down, let's go down to up. Distort it more. Drama. How are we feeling so far, guys, about this? What are we thinking? All right, sorry for the silence. I'm just sitting here thinking. I want it to be like loud, but not too loud. I just like how punchy the distortion is. It's just so lively. Stop it! It's auto-saving again. It's having some serious problems. I do not know why it's doing that. And it's not even like properly auto-saving, it's packaging. It's like it's trying to shrink it as I'm working on it. That's weird. It's like, no, I'm working on this like actively. An idea. It's really dramatic for no reason. That's kind of how I need it, you know? Drama. Where's my best crash sound? Let's find one. 'Cause I need it right now. Right. A little cymbal crash. Slow it down, bit back. Okay. slow it down more. It's long, long cymbal crash.
Oh, words not so often skin too deep. Oh, words not
No, my pitch bends.
oh, words not so often skin too deep. Oh, words not so often skin
Lively
too deep.
distortion.
Oh, words not so often skin too deep.
I just feel like it, I don't know, gives it some character the way I want. You know, it's like it does something now instead of being pathetic.
So I could always do what I saw upon you. I knew I would lose you.
Because without that, it was like,
What I saw upon you. I knew I would lose you.
I mean, like that's fine, but it's so much cooler with this. It's like,
I saw upon you. I knew I would lose you.
it's just cooler. It's cooler now. It's cool now. Epic. Oh, I'm definitely gonna save. And now it's time to do something stupid, which is make this super fast. For no reason. Let's go. What?
It's like 6 years and I
No. The tempo isn't saved to the vocal files, so that was not fun at all. Well, never mind.
It's like 6 years.
Oh, the whole thing just bugged out. Okay.
It's like 6 years and I think I will hate you never again. Oh, but what you've been up to, 'cause I know.
Alright, I think that was pretty good progress. Honestly. Of course, I'll have to come back to it after another ear break, so probably tomorrow, and see if it still sounds good or if I made it super weird for no reason. But, you know, I kind of like it. Yeah, I'm a fan. So, basically I just added a bunch of effects to things and tried to balance volumes. And, you know, it's close to what I wanted. It's close. It's not perfect, but it's close. Mostly, best of all, I got to show off my hair, so that's kind of cool. It's just like swooshy. Well, I'd say that was pretty productive, wouldn't you? I'm taking another sip of water. Do you know how close we're getting to finishing this? Like, close. So I hope y'all are excited, because I definitely am. I guess I just gotta actually finish the mix and master for this. Just making sure it's a good volume all the way around. And then get a video put together. And then I guess it's, wow, it's almost go time for this, isn't it? I hope I get Vocaloid back so that I can work on some of my other ones. Thank you. Yes, look at my swooshy hair. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes, I was productive today. I can't believe it. Thanks for tagging along. It makes it a lot more fun. Yeah, let's see, what's something important I have to say? Older sister Cobalt Co says drink water, even though water is gross. Drink it. Drink water right now. Stay hydrated. Go to sleep not ridiculously late. Some sleep is better than no sleep. Even sitting there pretending to sleep is better for you than not sleeping. So make sure you do that. Yeah. Kobako's gotta leave you with messages before disappearing. Yeah. A real April Fool's would be me not retiring Cobalt Co. That would be the real April Fool's. Because the plan from the beginning was for me to have 2, and now I do. So that was the real April Fool's all along. But now Cobalt's definitely going to be back for the next one. Although it's really fun to have sushi hair sometimes. Yes, stay hydrated, you guys. That applies to you too. Water's so gross, but it's so good for you. Yeah. So if any of y'all also stream, keep water with you. Like, it's so easy to just like lose track of time, and before you know it, you're dehydrated from talking so much for so long. So take care of yourself, please. Okay. All of that done for now. I'd say let's give it another listen, but let's not. Let's not. Because I'll be back with it done soon enough, and then you can definitely give it a listen. Okay? With that, I guess we're done for today. Seriously, thank you. And thanks for dropping by to see Cobalt Co. Have a good day. Have a good night. It's like really late here now, so